Hello and welcome to Tools to Create a Better Life with myself, Glenyce Hughes. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you. Oh my goodness. All right, what are we going to talk about this week? Well, tools to ask and receive. Yes, now you might have heard asking equals receiving. You won't receive unless you ask. I mean, there's all sorts of things that have been said around it, and I have a little bit of a different spin. Asking opens the door to receiving. So asking doesn't necessarily mean you will guarantee that you will receive what you're asking for, but it does open the door. Yeah. You see, a lot of times what we're actually asking for has a lot of conclusions or decisions or judgments around it. So what we're actually asking for isn't a pure ask, so to speak. It isn't everything we would like, or it isn't exactly the way we would like it. So what can occur is something that when we ask, when we open the door to receiving and we start taking action, then whatever will create the greatest is what can show up. Yeah. So one tool, a super simple tool to ask and receive, ask and open the door to receiving is, let's say you're scrolling on social media. I usually use Facebook as an example. However, I'm realizing that so many people don't use Facebook anymore. Very much Instagram or TikTok are the new favorites, and I think have been for a long time. I just still use Facebook a lot. So anyway, social media platform of your choice, if you watch or listen or however you consume content, if you do. But let's say you're scrolling along and you see somebody with a photo of them, maybe they're at the top of a mountain. They've climbed a mountain and they're celebrating in this photo. Now, you may never desire to climb a mountain. However, there's an energy that they're being in this photo, possibly. I'm making up a scenario, of course, but let's say they're just so grateful. They're so thrilled. They're so enthusiastic. This was a lifelong dream for them, and they've got to the top, and here's a photo that is just a beautiful representation of this, and we get super excited to see this. Like, we want to heart it or like it or love it a million times. Social media talk. And then what we want to ask is, universe, I'll have that. Now again, doesn't mean you ever have to want to climb a mountain. But when we ask for that, now it goes back to the asking and not always being clear in what we're asking for. When we go, universe, I'll have that, we also want to be the energy of something like that or even greater for me. So for you, that same energy might show up in you, I don't know, winning a baking contest at a fair or something like that. Or maybe for you, it's to, swim a long distance or get into a marathon or something. But to recognize that what we're asking for is more the energy rather than the specifics of, they climbed a mountain, I want to climb a mountain. Yeah, now, if you know you would like to climb a mountain, that's cool too. Still use that. Universe, I'll have that. Universe, I'll have that. Universe, I'll have that. Now again, that means something like that or greater for you, not better than what they got. Okay, we're not doing competition. It's not that, but universe, I'll have that, or something even greater for me. Yeah, it's such a simple way, but what it does is it allows you to start recognizing a few things. The energies of more of what you would like in your life, which is more often a natural state for us. I know for myself, and I still have specific asks. Believe me, I have specific asks, and I also have more energetic asks. I'm also willing with those specific asks to also be energetically asking, so I'm not limiting it. Because if I've decided that I want to climb a mountain, but it's not really my ask, it can really get sticky, because then I'm not going to be choosing towards it. I'm not going to be taking any action. I'm not going to be training or anything like that. And then a year later, or 6 months later, or 5 years later, I'm going to, man, I didn't climb that mountain yet. Oh, what's wrong with me? And we put all of our creative energy into that rather than, universe, I'll have that. Climbing the mountain or something even greater for me. So we're not operating from those conclusions, from those decisions, from those judgments of what is right and what is wrong, what we should want and what we shouldn't want. Whew, my gosh, that's a lot of energy on that. So I'm going to use the clearing statement from Access Consciousness, and I'll run it and I'll talk about it. So all that energy that might have come up for you, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So what that does is it's like it waves a magic wand, and all that energy that came up as I was talking about that, it just starts to dissipate it and make it go away, so that you can actually start, really, ultimately, what it boils right down to, at least for me, is I get to be more of me. So in this case, rather than looking at, okay, well, what does society want from me, and what do my parents want from me, and what do my friends want from me, it's like, what would I like? What would I like? So if climbing that mountain isn't what I would like, I start to have more awareness of that. And the things that I would like start to show up as if by magic. Yeah. So asking opens the door to receiving. So by asking, by universe, I'll have that. Yeah, you're opening the door to receiving. The other thing kind of with this, if you would like, you don't have to do this, but for some people it's really fun, is to have an ongoing list of their asks in their phone or on a notepad or something that they have with them all the time, so that you can pull it out. Because often, again, and I know I said this already and I'll probably say it a million times, but often we're putting our energy into what isn't working, or if we just fix this problem, then it would work better, and then we can figure out this other, and it's not that. It's none of that. It's asking that opens the door to receiving. So if you're in that space of like, oh, this isn't working, and I need this, and I've got to fix this, and you could stop, you could pull out your list of asks and start going through them and remind yourself that you can put your energy into that instead of the that isn't going to create anything except more of the energy. So, universe, I'll have that. And start making a list of your asks. Now, you could, let's say, again, we don't have specifics, but let's say you're keeping track, or you just want to list them to remind yourself. You could go in and put, asked for something like mountain climb of so-and-so, so that you tap back into that energy. So again, we're not saying we have to mountain climb, but when we read the list, we go, oh yeah, that photo and so-and-so climbed that mountain, that energy. Yeah, so we're getting it out of the form and the structure and into that space of possibilities. Yes, all right. So the next tool, another way to ask, and this is from Access Consciousness, is turn it into a question. And this is all the fun words that I like to use, again, from Access Consciousness. What energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can me and my body be to blank as if by magic? So, to climb a mountain as if by magic, to have $1 million in my bank account as if by magic, to actualize a new car that my body loves as if by magic. Like, you can fill that in with whatever. And so this is more for the specifics that you're aware of. But again, we want to really allow it. And I'm speaking more about energy here, guys. And speaking about energy isn't always that ease, but just go along with me. So I'll give you the difference between the two. Okay, so this, I won't even explain it ahead of time. So what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can me and my body be to climb that mountain with total ease as if by magic? Anything that doesn't allow that, I destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, I did that with an energy of whew. So there's a denseness, there's a conclusion in there that climbing that mountain is the answer. That okay? So from the flow, from the lightness, what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can me and my body be to climb that mountain? Or something even yummier with total ease and joy and glory. Anything that doesn't allow that to show up as if by magic, I destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, padrock, shorts, boys, and beyond. So notice there's a flow there. Now I also added the words or something even yummier. You don't have to do that. As long as the energy matches that flow, like if instead of the mountain climb, what showed up was, I don't know, a horse ride along the beach, I would recognize that energy, go, oh, that, instead of the conclusion of, well, it's not a mountain climb, so I'm not doing it. So get the difference? Yeah. So you also notice I ended that question a different way each time I asked it. So I have many, many years of playing with these phenomenal tools from Access Consciousness. Of course, you can go to accessconsciousness.com for more information. The other thing I didn't mention, the clearing statement. You can go to theclearingstatement.com for more information about how the actual clearing statement works. I highly recommend it. And so you can play with the ending of that question however you would like. I do like to usually run the clearing statement after I ask it. You don't have to. It's just often when we're asking for something that we would like that isn't here yet, we can have points of views, we can have all sorts of interesting energies about it. So when we run the clearing statement, if there's nothing to clear, no big deal. If there is, it's cleared. Just that simple. So what energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can me and my body be to blank as if by magic, to blank with total ease and joy and glory. However you want to end it, there's no wrong way. So again, if you do keep track of the list, whenever you're in that energy, you could actually be turning it into asks. You could go to your list and turn them into the what energy, space, etc. questions to get you back into the expansiveness. Yeah. Now, another way that I love to ask and receive is, I wonder. I literally wonder. So I'm not just giving lip service to the words, I'm literally wondering. I wonder what it would be like to climb that mountain. Like, I wonder what that would be like. And as I'm wondering, I'm starting to become aware of all of the energies. I can't give you words for those energies. Those are not things that I can say, okay, well, this is this energy and this is the energy doesn't have words. And energy is our first language. So when we're asking, when we're wondering, it's a totally different space. I wonder what it would be like to climb that mountain. Which I've got to say, I've never actually had a desire to climb a mountain, even though I live in Alberta. There's beautiful Rocky Mountains here. But recently I did watch the Netflix series called 14,000 Peaks. Actually, I think it was just one show, a documentary. I highly recommend it. My goodness, this guy, I mean, phenomenal. I won't wreck it for you, but go and watch that if that lights you up. And possibly that's why I keep talking about mountain climbing. I'm not really sure. Who knows? Maybe my body would like to go mountain climbing this year. How much fun would that be? Yes. So the other thing I would like to invite you to, if you're a longtime listener, you would have heard me talking about a two-part class that I had coming up called Creating 2022 to be your richest year so far. And I changed the dates. So it was supposed to be done by now. However, I changed them to January 29th and 30th of 2022. So you can still join us. I would love to have you. The information is Wow, that was above or below, but I said them together. If you can't find it, message me, email me, and I will get you that link for more information. The other thing that we've got on the books is a online foundation for February. So February 19th to the 23rd. That's a Friday to a Tuesday, I believe. Maybe a Saturday to a Tuesday. Anyway, I don't remember, but the 19th to the 23rd, the dates will be somewhere above or below, so you can join us for that also. And the dates for the pool party, the July foundation, which will potentially be online too. It really depends if it's extended through Access. And we will also have it here as a pool party foundation, 𝘮𝘮𝘯 foundation. So that's in July. So those dates will be somewhere there too. So come and play, guys. I would love to have you in all of these or any of these, whatever lights you up. So the next ask and receive is an energetic exercise. And this isn't for everybody, possibly. This might not be your way to do things. This is one of my favorite ways to play with energy, is to play with energy. I guess I should reword that. It's one of my favorite ways to ask, is to play with energy. And it's something years ago when I was in college, I saw a therapist and she did something called guided imagery. And when I started this business back in 2002, yes, this is my 20-year anniversary, I actually took training to do hypnotherapy, guided hypnotherapy. I think just hypnotherapy it was called. And the reason I took it was based on that time with that therapist doing guided imagery. And this was, just kind of extra training in that. And so I used to do a lot of this with clients where we would do it in our mind. Mind isn't the right place. We'd energetically do it, not our mind. We'd energetically do whatever, and it would create so much magic. And so to this day, I still do it for myself. And I recently created, some of you know, the Manifest Your Money Toolkit. And then there's an add-on for people who would like it where you get 10 audio exercises. And it was interesting because when I sat down to do them, I was trying to do them the way I usually and have been doing energetic stuff for a long time, and it just wouldn't work. And then I realized it was because it was asking to be this other way. So anyway, the link will be above or below. It is part of the toolkit, so you do need to buy the toolkit to be able to buy the audio, energetic audios. So anyway, back to doing this. Now, you can do it in whatever way. Like I'll take you through one so we can kind of play with it and you can see how I do it. But you can do it however you like. And I remember one story years ago, back probably when I was in college and doing therapy. It was maybe even a story that she shared with me, is that this, I think he was a 9-year-old boy, had cancer of something in his body. And whether he thought of it on his own or somebody suggested it to him, I'm not sure. But what he kept imagining is Pac-Man, and Pac-Man going and eating the cancer. That's how he saw it in his mind. And he just kept doing that. So again, I say mind, but it's not mind. It's an energetic playing with the energy. So he did that, and I don't even recall how quickly, but like 3 months, 6 months maybe, it was gone, completely gone. And they hadn't, it was, I think, inoperable or something. So they knew it wasn't the medication because he wasn't, anyway. You get the idea. So to me, playing energetically is one of the most underutilized capacities that we be. Yeah. Okay. So let me take you through this exercise. Okay. So as long as it's safe to do so, close your eyes and just bring to mind something that you're asking for. Maybe it's a certain amount of money, maybe it's a certain place to travel to. Maybe it's a private jet. Maybe it's a new lover or 20 new lovers, like whatever it is. Just bring one thing to mind that you would like to actualize. Okay, so first off with that, so again, kind of like I talked about earlier, when we have these things that we would like, there's sometimes in the bringing it up, in the playing with it, the thinking about it, whatever we want to call it, there becomes like a denseness with it. And that's all those points of views that we have about it not showing up, or we can't, or just a whole bunch of crazy. So as we brought that up, there was some of that showed up. So I'm just going to run the clearing statement. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah, there. Notice that it lightened up already. So again, kind of tap back into that one thing you're asking for right now. Yeah, okay. Once again, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay. Now, what I would like you to do is first off, get a sense of what that would be like in your life if you actualized it, if it was there, if it showed up, if you had it, whatever the wording is that matches what your ask is. Yeah, so now I'm asking you to energetically tap into, and this is what we're looking for. And it's not a doing, guys. The moment I said it, you already did it. So you're just like, yeah, okay, there. Now, notice how it's possibly, not necessarily, but possibly, it's out there. So as you're kind of playing with it, becoming aware of it, it's over there. So what we want to do is we want to bring it here, because over there means we're separate from it. So we would like to pull it into now. So what I would like you to do is whatever way this is for you. So let's say, I'm going to use the example of money, guys, because it's easier for me to talk about this from an example, but please do it on whatever works. So let's say it's a certain amount of money in your bank account. Okay, let's say it's $30,000 in your bank account. So you notice you're tapping into it. What would your life be like? Oh yeah, okay, there's that. So now we're going to basically, energetically, go and get it. Okay, so go to the energy of where that is as you're becoming aware of it. So for most people, it's in front of them, more like a future thing. What I would like you to do, you don't have to use your hands like I'm doing. You can do it however you want. But just basically pull it to now. Yeah. Yeah. So you're pulling it into now. So again, with the money example, what you're doing is instead of it being out there, you're pulling it to now. And what that would be like to see it in your account right now. Right now. So if you're visual, you can imagine looking in your bank account, if you go bank online or go in person, however you want to do it, and just see it there. Just see it there. Or if it's a new car, see it in front of you. See yourself with the keys. If it's a new lover, see that. Like whatever it is, see it, but see it here, now, in the present moment. Yeah. Okay. So now you've pulled it from the front into the now, but pull it from every direction. I know we're often very focused in front, but pull from behind to now, pull from underneath to now, above to now, in every direction around you to now, so that you actually be that ask now. You're living and breathing that now. Anything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, POD, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah. Okay, so that was a very, very simple and quick way that I play with energy. I have a billion ways, but that was just the one that kind of popped as we're doing. So basically what we want to do is we want to take our asks out of the future and pull them to present moment. Allow them to be here now and allow us to be the energy of what it would be if they were here now. Yeah, because that is, energy is our first language. So the more that we allow ourselves to be the energies, being it now, that allows it to show up. How does it get any more magical than that, my sweet friends? Oh my gosh. So I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you use this. And maybe if you do energetic exercises on your own, maybe you've been playing around with it for a while. Again, it could be called guided visualizations or guided meditations. I used to sell a lot of those in my store. And it just really is knowing that we're energetic beings and our energy is our first language. So if we're creating it energetically, we're being it energetically, it can show up as if by magic. So thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for you, and I look forward to chatting again next week.